Hello there, and welcome to the series, The Great 78, where we deep dive into the tarot meanings. And now, up next, we have number 10 of the tarot cards, this beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Now, you know the wonderful thing about this Wheel of Fortune, it can really mean a lot coming for you. However, this card can be a little bit on the dark side, and it can be. Depends on how you read it. But let's get started, okay? Here we go. So, of course, the key, and these numbers are always called the key, number 10. The color associated with this particular card is violet. There is a Hebrew letter, which is, I think it's pronounced kaf or kaf. It's K-A-P-H. The meaning is the hand, but it is closed. The hermit was the hand and it's open. This is the hand and it's closed. The letter number is number 20. The astrological planet is Jupiter. The alchemy property is tin, T-I-N. The musical note is an A sharp. Isn't that wonderful? There's so much going on in here, but you can see just by this card how much is going on in this. This is one of my favorite cards, and you'll know why when we get further into this. Other attributions to this card. There's wealth and poverty in here. It basically is extremes, from one extreme to the other. It can mean control or authority, comprehension. It can even mean poverty, but mainly it is rotation. This is great. So, I'm going to tell you, every time I say the Wheel of Fortune, what do you think of? Do you think of the game show? Well, I'm going to tell you this. This means that we have two choices. We can either control things. The Wheel of Fortune can represent what we can control and what we can't control. But it means that in life, we are continuously moving because this wheel just moves. So this is basically saying that in life we always have up and downs. We always have the wells and the not so wells, right? And this can mean that sometimes we do a 180 degrees and it's not so good, but it's temporary, knowing that pretty soon it's going to be good again. Now, depending upon the surrounding cards is how you would tell about the real deep down meaning of this card and the direction it's going. Whether things are not looking very good. So if you've got a tower close by, it means things are not going to be looking so good, but it's temporary because the tower also is temporary. And it means that things will be looking up. But let's get into the details of this card. So you see there is a Sphinx up here, and just like the Sphinx in the Chariot card, this Sphinx represents part human and part animal. You see it there. I'm going to hold it there a little bit there. And it's holding a sword, and it illustrates that it establishes itself as a leader or an authority over this card, basically determining which way this wheel is going to turn. It also represents that there is a mystery in life. Don't you love that? Now look at this snake here. I'm going to get close so you can see it. Now when you see this snake, it is basically the Egyptian god of Seth or Typhon. This is the god of evil and represents the negative force that we experience. So if you have this down here and you have a tower card or a devil card or the death card on this side, you know things may not be so good. But if you have bad cards on this side, you know that it's going to be temporary and you're going to be able to move on, okay? So you've got to watch these symbols. And just a little time out, I've done a series on how you can read cards in 1 hour or less. And I wanted to really do a deep dive on each one of these cards so you can really get the deep meanings on this. This is why I suggest using the Rider-Waite or the Universal Rider-Waite cards. because of all the symbolism in the cards. And of course, once you understand the card meanings, you can certainly use whatever deck is comfortable, but I would suggest starting out with the Rider-Waite deck. All right, so moving on. This Anubis. Now, on the right side, this is this jackal. He is considered, here we go, the Egyptian god Anubis. He is the god that accompanies dead souls back through reincarnation. So it is an Egyptian type thing, so let's not get upset about this. Basically, is a collector of souls and assists them through the reincarnation process as the Egyptian god. So together, Seth, this guy, and Anubis, this guy, balance each other out, which is the equilibrium, which is illustrated by this Sphinx. You see that here. So we've got some very interesting things here. There are Latin characters here. The Latin character on the wheel and inscribed in the 4 Latin characters. Now, we're going to start out with the T, O, R, A. Now, you're also going to see that on the High Priestess card. But this connotation can mean and stand for the Torah, which is the book of Hebrew law. It can also be, well, as I said, found on the scroll of the High Priestess when you look at that particular card. It can also stand for the Latin word of rota, okay? And that means wheel, rota, Latin rotation, wheel. And it can also simply just stand for the tarot. This multiple interpretation is up to you. However you want to interpret it, that's it. Now, there are other characters here, and these are the Hebrew letters. It is YHVH. That is the Hebrew name of God, Yahweh. That is the name that was given to Moses in the book of Exodus in the Old Testament. So you see there's a lot of different things in here. It's the mystery and the nature of the name that really feeds into this identity of the Sphinx and the overall wonder of this tarot. Really meaning, if you want to get down to it, God in His glory is in control. Now, these alchemy characters, okay, on the wheel inscribed here, these right here. The alchemy characters, mercury, sulfur, water, and salt. These are all considered to be the elements of all creation. So see how this ties in? You've got creation, you've got the reincarnation, you've got the death, you've got life, rotation. There, like I said, there's a lot going on with this particular card. And I'm sorry, my cat just walked over my computer keyboard. They also match the 4 suits that the Magician card has. And if you want to take a look at the Magician card, it's used to create anything at will. This is symbolic of everything within the material world. So when you've got the Wheel of Fortune, it covers all elements and all of creation. Now, this is the one thing that I think is really interesting. The beast in the 4 corners. You see them here. You see each one is reading a book. Each one of these beasts represent the 4 zodiac signs of it is Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Now, it can also represent the 4 evangelicals, which is Luke, Mark, John, and Matthew. Basically, they're all reading the book of life, and they're all there ready to spread its message of mystery in the 4 corners of the world. So it's like not escaping it. So you see how everything is going. There's a mystery of life. It's the even of life and death. We have a lot of things going on in this card, but what does it really mean? The if I can talk, pardon me, the upright wheel of fortune is basically all about life's karma. And it means that life is basically constantly always moving from bad luck to good luck, from bad luck to good life. Look, and when you're moving through life, and sometimes when times are very hard, you have to remember that things balance out in the end, so it will go into the good. So it's temporary. But remember, when you're having a prosperous time, there's also that part where you need to stay humble because sometimes things just slip away eventually. The Wheel of Fortune is wonderful and great reminder that we do not control things in life as much as we'd like to have them controlled, because what we're doing is we need to experience them. So the message here is upright. Open your mind and take what life gives you with equal gratitude. So remember, happy, this is a happy, but it's like spinning the wheel of fortune. Sometimes you just don't know what you're going to get. Now, I don't read reverse, but in all fairness, for those of you that do, I'm going to give you a reverse meaning. Kind of looks a little odd, doesn't it, in reverse? It basically means that we have to have caution, and we may be trying to take too much control in life. And basically, as the story of Icarus reminds us, there is folly in ambition. So we have to remember that life's fluidity, if I can talk, may lead to an arrogant mistakes and karmic retribution. It's time to take a moment to humble ourselves before the wheel of fortune, to experience life as it's given to us and life as it is. Isn't this amazing? Let me know in the comments what you feel and think about this Wheel of Fortune. I really like him, and I hope you do too. And I'm so glad that you're right here. And again, come on over, learn how to read the tarot within 1 hour. I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to keep bringing you this series of the Great 78. Do me a favor, follow, like, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And I will be back very, very soon with the Strength card. Thank you so much, and I'm going to put the Great 78 playlist here so you can see it. Thanks again. I appreciate it. You be well, and happy tarot reading. Bye for now.